My name is Carla Chudd. Most of you might have heard by now that Danny and I are releasing a book later this year together called Pathway to Powerful. Now, shortly after Danny's book, Keep Your Love On, was released, I read it and discovered I was a powerless person. From the first chapter, I realized I live and think out of a victim mentality. I read on and discovered I'm a passive-aggressive communicator, and I read still further and discovered I had no understanding of what healthy boundaries looked like. Now, keep in mind that I had already been in full-time ministry for about 6 years by this point. Well, then I started looking around and realizing that all the same signs of powerlessness existed in the cultures around me. There was some of it in my marriage, it existed in my family, and it existed in the church where I worked. You know, I was working in a church where we had a bunch of people who were afraid of each other. We didn't practice healthy communication, we didn't have conflict, or we handled it poorly. We were very disconnected and hurting, and as you can imagine, it was making an absolute mess. I realized that not only was this not the kind of person that I wanted to be, it wasn't the culture that I wanted to be a part of either. And so The Pathway to Powerful is a book that traces the journey that I went on to not only deal with powerlessness in my own life, it talks about how we transformed the culture around us to not only require our leaders to be powerful, but to begin to reproduce powerful people. Now, breaking out of those patterns of behavior took getting help, it took time, and it took a lot of hard work. But as a result, we were able to drive fear and anxiety out of the atmosphere. We built trust. We grew in our ability to establish deep, loving connections. And our people started dreaming and risk-taking together. And now we're in a season where our church is thriving. This book is for anyone who wants to pursue transformation. If it's personal transformation into powerful ways of thinking and behavior, and then the transformation of the culture around you, whether it's your family, whether it's your workplace, whether it's your church, I look forward to sharing this book with you.